All right, I'm looking at another fibble. This is the game that's just like Wordle, but on every row, one of the clues is a lie. They're starting us with tribe today, and I've had several people ask me to do hard mode, so I'm going to turn on hard mode, which basically just means that your guess. Now, I've done hard mode before, but I don't know that I've done it since they implemented an actual hard mode in here. I've always just sort of forced myself to do it before. But basically, what it means is all of your guesses have to be possible answers. So I can't repeat more than one gray. I have to repeat some of the clues, things like that. So, I mean, I want to repeat the R and the B. So let's assume the R is the lie. Well, or do I want to? No, I'm gonna go with R is true because what I want to do is repeat letters. And if I do like the R first and assume maybe the I or the E is the lie, we could do the E. So we could do something BE. What would we do there? Otherwise, we could do the I. We could do something BY maybe. But what would that be? And we need to do an I or an E or a T. Rigby? Can we do Rigby? Like Eleanor Rigby? I don't know if that's an acceptable guess, but let's try it. Ah, okay. I didn't think it was probably going to be an acceptable guess, but the problem is with the B fourth, if we're not putting an E at the end, we could do an S. We could do an S maybe, something like that. If we put the R somewhere else, we could do curbs. That's not too bad. So that would be assuming that no, we can't because we need to have an I, a T, or an E. Okay, so never mind. We could do verbs. We could do verbs. So that's assuming that the E is the lie. The B is true, the R is true, the I and the T are true. Let's go with verbs. Why not? Okay, so one of the two B's is a lie. So we know there is an R. We don't necessarily, we know there's no E. We know there's no E. We know there is an R, but we don't necessarily know that either one of those is true. There's just not a lot of options with the B fourth. So I'm inclined to think that maybe that's the lie and this B is true. So let's work off that assumption. So we could do a V or an S. Otherwise, we'd have to do the R third if we think the R is the lie. So maybe we could do something RS at the end. We could do something like that. Something like pores. Pores would work if the B is the lie on the first row and the S is the lie on the second row. Okay. So now let's go, let's do so if we did OUR, then the S or the P would have to be the lie. If the S is the lie, then it's the lie in verbs and in pores. So we could do scour. We could do scour. If the S was the lie on both of those, let's go with that. And it'll give us a chance for some contradictions potentially. Like, see, one of the two O's is a lie. So we know that the S is true. The gray S is definitely true. Now, and again, there's definitely an R. We keep getting yellow R's. What is going on? Either all those are true and there's an R at the beginning, or something. What if the B could be a lie up here because it's at the start too. But then both B's would be lies. The R couldn't be second or third. If there's no O, then you could have this be the lie. Otherwise, the R could be the lie there if it was supposed to be. But see, if the R is supposed to be fourth, that makes the U the lie. And they can't both be lies because one of the O's is a lie. So the R definitely cannot be fourth. If the R is fourth, this is a lie, that's true, which means that's a lie, and that's true. And you have R and U fourth, which is not possible. So the R definitely can't be fourth. So this one's definitely true. So either the O or the U is probably the lie, unless it's P. But if the P is the lie, you have P, O, U, and R. And if there's an O, then you have to have a C. So you'd have P, O, U, R, and C. Which it doesn't feel like that's going to work. So if there's no B, I'm still thinking maybe the R could be the lie. Because the S isn't the lie. What if the R is the lie? What if the R is supposed to be there? If there's no B, that would make this R true. Maybe there's no C. I'm kind of thinking the gray O might be true. The C could be the lie. It could be, I don't know. There could be an O. The gray O could be. There could be a lot of possibilities still. I'd like to say you could do something like this, but at this point, I feel like there's probably not a B. So if there is a U and no O, I don't know. It would work out well if we could do C-U-R, because that would assume this U is the lie. There's no O. The O would be the lie here. The R would be the lie here. There's no B. The B would be the lie there. But, oh, what about curly? Curly would work. Hey, all right, got it in 4 in hard mode. Very nice. Now, sometimes in my experience with hard mode, you're actually more likely to get it in fewer guesses because you're forcing yourself to guess a possible guess every time. But it takes more thinking. And the hard part with hard mode is you can't repeat letters as much to look for contradictions. So, wow, I feel pretty good about that. Curly in 4, very nice. Well, let me know how the solve went for you, and if you had to really pour it on to find the lies and scour the whole puzzle, or if you, I guess, got it quickly. I don't know, if it turned your hair curly because of all the pulling on your hair. I don't know. Anyways, let me know how it went for you, and if you like to use hard mode or not. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more puzzles.